Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on my way. We got a snowstorm coming today. There's a little bit of snow on the ground now, which is, it's okay. I have to really concentrate on getting as much of this material through this baler as I possibly can. So I've decided to send out the mowing team ahead of me. They should be arriving at the field right now, and Joe is behind them with a hay rake, and obviously then I will be up their ass with a baler. So I did some major work to the baler yesterday. And it seems as though I'm hoping that cures 90% of my problems. So, yeah, I don't know who that is, but I thought that was Mary and Jack, but apparently it's not. Anyway, so yeah, I'll see you over in the field, and you can watch me bale hay in the snow. Get it? The snow. So, if you're wondering about a brand of baler that you should or should not be buying, that's right behind me, that thing right back there will bale through anything. This baler has over 30,000 bales through it, so that's a test to its stand-up ability. Yes, it has gone in every year since I've owned it, except for this year for a maintenance or an uptime, which at times is expensive, but for the most part, it's life. You know, it's something if you want to keep your equipment running good all year round every year. I was going to trade this thing after 3 years, but I think I'm going to just keep right on trucking with it. Send it in, get it up-timed, and back in the field. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because they're expensive now. These things are like $230,000. And I just bought that new one, and I got this one behind me. The new one will go into straw, fresh into straw, and if that business works out really well, then I will be purchasing two more. And I'll just keep the old one and the other old one, and then have two brand new ones going into the next year, hopefully. That's the plan. Hope it all works out. Anyways, see you. Okay, so I'm going to do this first section or segment of this video with a commentary. The rest of it, you'll be able to see the sights and the sounds. It is a 360-degree video. You just either take your device and turn it, or use your finger and swipe it. On your computer, you just use your mouse and swipe it. If you're an Apple guy, if you're a Dell or Windows machine, you just use the mouse, grab it, and swing it across, I believe. I'm not really sure, because I don't have a Dell machine or a Windows machine. Actually, I do. I use it for, it's Teresa's computer, but I have an Apple, because Apple makes the best computers out there. They cost a little more. I've had this thing since 2012, and it's still percolating right along like a good computer should. Not some piece of shit that you have to replace every year or so. Even if you build them, they just don't last. So anyway, baling winter hay. I know there's a lot of interest in this, and a lot of people that are baffled by it and the complexity of it, or the simplicity of it. As you can see in this segment of this video, if you swipe it around, there are two mowers in the field and a hay rake, and of course me baling. Why is that? How is that possible? Don't you have to let it dry? Well, on this occasion, it should have been allowed to dry out, but we had a problem. We had a storm coming, and the ground was frozen, and we weren't sure whether we were going to be getting 8, 18, 20 inches of snow, or a few inches of rain and snow and sleet and other crap that would have matted it down and made it next to near impossible to pick up. But I do know now that, yay, we didn't get the storm, let's put it that way. So anyways, this is actually kind of damp, because we had, it was warm. It was like 40 degrees that day, and it was warming up, and things were starting to melt, but the ground was still frozen solid enough that we are able to continue to do what we do. Choked it through the baler. It's somewhere around 25-30% moisture. We will move this hay right away. In the blend, I have very, very, very dry hay that came out from under a hay tarp, which is about 2% moisture, and it's just going to get put on top of that in small doses to go out the road to the composter, which is good. That's what it needs to do. That's why I'm baling this stuff. A lot of people ask me, what's the feed value of this? There's no feed value. We're not feeding this to animals. We will not feed this to animals. If anybody feeds this to animals, it may even be toxic. I don't know. Don't do that. As far as for composting hay, this is perfect. That's what it's for. Yes. This field that I'm in was the field that I got stuck in, that I had to borrow the neighbor's Caterpillar Challenger to pull me out with, because I was in it deep. The 4960 had burned up. I think it was a 4960. Maybe I had the 4960. I think I had the 4960. That was the year I had the 4960, and I was still baling with the 4960. I had no other tractors that were big enough to even touch it. Now I do, obviously, 78. I think I may have had the 7810 at that time. I don't think so, though, because I had to put that on the... I think I would have put that on the baler if that was the case. That's been a fair few years ago. I can't even remember. But now, this right now is where I'm passing over those ruts, or what's left of the ruts. They're gone now. They've filled in from being stuck there. This is a really wet place. I mean, when I say wet, if you know anything about the Croton Swamp, it's pretty much everything that I'm going through right now. That's the Croton Swamp right there. They have tiling in there to drain that field, to try and get it to drain out, but it doesn't work. I think it's silted in, and it did work for a while, and that was 8-inch tile too. I mean, they really put it in pretty thick. It wasn't the 6-inch stuff we normally do, but it was 8-inch tiling. And they even used crushed stone around it to keep it from silting in, because this is a very fine clay. And they even put it in a sock, to be honest with you. They put it in a sock so that it wouldn't silt the pipe in. But there's so much water in that field, and it was a solid block of ice. But anyway, today we only worked on this one field. It might have been a total of 25 acres. Might have been a total of 25 acres in total. We baled 88 bales on 25 acres, which I felt was pretty good for what we got. I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. We did pretty good. 88 bales on 25 acres is a little over 3 bales. A little over 3 bales to the acre for what we were doing. And, yeah. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's really kind of cool. Now, these Krone balers really pack in the hay. They do. It's not like the New Holland baler, where you went there and you were lucky to get 800, 900, 1,000 pounds in a bale of hay. 1,000 pounds in a bale of hay, 36 pounds, you had 18 to 20 tons on, so that's usually what a New Holland baler would do. These Krone balers, they're much, much heavier, 15, 16, 1,700 pounds. We're getting 600, 700 pounds more in a bale through the Krone baler, even with dry hay. This stuff here was rolling off of here close to a ton. They were 1,700, 1,800 pounds, and believe me, they're heavy. 92 inches long. They're short. I'm not doing... Oh, yeah, and that was the other thing. With the New Holland, I was at 102 inches, 102-inch bale, and they were only weighing 1,000 pounds to 1,000 to 1,100 pounds, as tight as I can make them. This baler at 92 inches, I'm putting in 17, 18, but on average it's about 1,400 pounds. 1,400 pounds normal dry hay, 14, 15, top 16 if you're really pushing it. Now that I've got my knotters all straightened out, I think it'll really, I can really pound the hay into them even tighter yet, because, well, when the knotters are working correctly, everything goes correctly, and you can really put the material through there. So, anyway, I guess that's about all I have to talk about right now, except somehow, somewhere, some way, I'm missing my little whirly light. I just noticed that. Oh, well. Anyway, enjoy the sights and the sounds of what you're about to see or what you're seeing right now, and let me know what you think. And please, please, please don't complain about the video quality, because it is a 360 camera that takes a lot of energy to produce in such a small package. The thing is only the size of my fist, smaller than the size of my fist, the size of Teresa's fist. Anyways, enjoy.